Alright guys, we're going to go ahead and start this OpenSea safety, where it's going to include Discord safety as well as token approval safety, and then we're going to talk about, gem and like looks rare and XTY2 as other places to purchase NFTs besides OpenSea, and we can talk about that. You can ask any questions, feel free to chime in or whatever, but yeah, we'll start off with OpenSea safety. So there's something that you're going to kind of run into a lot when you're NFTing. You're gonna have there's a hidden folder, and sometimes people just airdrop you NFTs, and you're like, oh wow, it's cool, free NFTs. Like, that's actually incorrect. This is actually, most of the time, these are scams, and the way to do it is just to not interact with it at all. You can just leave it in your hidden folder. It's like totally cool. It's like not a big deal to just leave it there and let them pile up, and just let them just hang out with all your failed degen plays if that's where I call it the degen graveyard is what the hidden folder is, because all my degen plays that I thought I was gonna do something like Goblin Town that ended up just like going to zero, so I just hide it away with all the scams. But the main thing is it's ultra important to do not interact with it, like anything, don't do anything with it, even if it says you have an offer on it or anything like that. Just do not touch it, don't do anything with it. It's very, very important. So, because once you do that, they can basically have something inside the code or inside the NFT that will give access to all your, to either transfer your NFTs or whatever. You'll just be scammed. Just don't do it. Just make sure you
just say like mark it hidden is like the best thing.
Well, no, I mean they're gonna pop into your hidden folder, and if you didn't buy something and you weren't supposed to get airdropped something, then that's another thing. Like, I get a lot of stuff just airdropped, but most of the time that stuff's gonna you find itself into the hidden folder, pretty much always.
Okay.
The only time that I ever hide anything is if it's like a degen play that I don't want to just sit around in my normal collection. But like the hidden folders definitely needs to be where you just leave it. It's literally a graveyard. Don't interact with anything from that hidden folder. There's one thing that I do know. If you're into, give me 1 second. If you're into the Gangster All-Stars project, and you actually are participating in doing promoting their stuff, and you've signed up to get a chip, that will show up in your hidden folder, but you need to verify that that's actually the right thing that will show up there. But that's pretty much the only thing that I know that's I have ever taken out of my hidden folder to put into anywhere. So there's very rare exceptions, but most of the time just leave the stuff there. It's junk, first off, and second off, it can potentially leave you open to a scam. Another thing to always remember is that there's fake collections. OpenSea has a tendency to kind of chill and just not really give a shit about people making different projects and putting them on there. They don't do. I mean, it would be super time intensive and labor intensive for them to go through and check every single one that's registered. So you need to be very smart. And one thing is to look at is the number of items in there, how many owners. This one's the example here is the BBs. It's obviously going to be it's a big collection from the Habibis collection, and it's a 7K collection. So if you pop one up that has the 2 Z's and you don't notice it, but you do notice that there's items and low volume, then it's most likely the wrong thing. It's one of those things I always tell people is make sure you don't FOMO into things, and the only time that you make mistakes like this is when you're just trying to rush and try to hurry. And you need to just do a couple simple checks, and it really doesn't take much time to learn about it. So it's ultra important that you guys do that. Okay, so fake projects. They're kind of it's like a combination of a stuff that might go into a hidden folder and regular fake collections. The person did not actually mint this. So this is what it's talking about, is trying to get people to go to this collection because it says that Sneaky Ninja Pants minted it. Which Sneaky Ninja Pants, if you guys don't know, is actually a well-known NFT trader in the space, and a lot of people track his wallet. And so the main thing is that people will watch that and be like, oh man, he just minted this Burberry official. This could be a fake collection. And so what you do is you go to that collection, you want to buy it because you're like, hey, he bought into this, so I feel like it's going to make money. It basically kind of scams you into doing that, and then sometimes it could drain your wallet. You can waste your ETH, and it's just a number of things. It's just with every single one of these slides, I'm going to go over can easily be prevented by just not FOMOing and rushing. You really just need to take your time. There's never ever a time for you to like actually just like rush a lot to try to get something done. It just doesn't make sense. You know, it's always going to be there. You can either have a chance of losing everything, you know, having your wallet drained, having your NFTs moved out, because you just like rushed into getting into that next free mint, or, you know, thinking about, you know, other projects minting. It's just, you just take your time in this space and just, you know, educate yourself and do a little bit of reading. You can prevent these kind of things. All right, so listing and offers. Always triple check. This is just one of those things. Always make sure you're checking what you're kind of, if you see an offer, make sure you check to make sure it's like what you want. You could be just, you know, accidentally just accept an offer. Sometimes these are just, you know, people just transferring it from one to the other. But like, you know, fat fingers can cost you a lot of money, and the biggest thing is that like you don't have time to cancel it. They will be sniped by bots that just auto buy things when they, you know, happen. So just like make sure you're always checking what you're listing, making sure you're putting the right number of zeros, the decimal place is the right place. And I mean, I laugh about it. It's not a laughing thing because it's crazy the number of people that actually do this. This happens. This like, I feel like this happens once a week to a Bored Ape somehow or another. You always see something going on, and so even the smartest traders, this can happen to just by a simple mistake of a fat finger. And like I said, you do not have time to cancel the auction or the listing. You will get sniped and it will be bought. So listing changes. So this is an important thing when people are doing like in a momentum play and there's a lot of volume going on, there's a lot of buys going on. Sometimes people will list a project, will list an item, and then they'll cancel the listing, or they'll change the listing, and it will show up as one thing on OpenSea because OpenSea lags behind, but then inside your MetaMask, actually it will show a completely different thing. So make sure that you're checking that the price that you clicked on OpenSea or on NFT Nerds is the same as what you're clicking on in your MetaMask, because you know, when you click buy now, you're not confirming anything. You only confirm that when you go to your MetaMask. So just make sure those numbers are like check out. Alright, so that's the end of the OpenSea one for right now. Let me see, I'm trying to think about if there's anything else about the OpenSea. Does anyone have any questions about OpenSea safety? You can come off mute, or you can type it in the chat channel, the voice chat channel, or actually in the NFT 101 chat. You can type it there or anywhere. And if you don't mind, Splinter, just keep an eye out for that if anyone has any questions. If not, then we'll go ahead and move on. OpenSea, definitely. Let's just like actually just go on to OpenSea for a second, just we'll just like talk about it a little bit here. So yeah, if you guys don't know, you know, OpenSea is the main marketplace for us to buy NFTs. You can go and you can explore different collections. It's definitely a different way. Like I said, is if you're clicking on a project from here, these are all legit projects for sure. And these are all good to go to, but like I said, is you need to be very, very, very careful and make sure that you're not going onto any fake collections, because OpenSea is not vigilant about getting those kind of things off, but they're more vigilant about like, I don't know what they're vigilant about. Like, just to be honest. But yeah, like inside here, this is what I was talking about, is that like when you're going through and you're in this part right here, most of the time you're gonna get stuff like you can get airdrop stuff in here. This is actually an example, like I was saying, of something that was airdropped to me. I do not know what it is. If like you see this offer right here, this potentially could be, if I accept this and sign it, there could be something in that NFT that could just literally like drain my. I have no idea why I have this, and it's very sketchy. I'm not even interacting with it at all to even hide it in my folder. But most of the time, your stuff is gonna like show up in the hidden folder if this stuff's airdropped, and a lot of this stuff is in Polygon. If you like look right here, I'm zooming in. Okay, it's not showing up right now. There we go. So if you see the purple right here, this is an ETH on Polygon. So this is usually a scam. Not usually. This is pretty much always. All this stuff is a scam. Some of this stuff is degen plays that I tried and failed, and so like I was telling you guys, is that I just stick them into the hidden folder and they hang out with all the scam airdrop stuff. But most of the stuff is scam airdrop shit right here. Like, look at all this stuff. I mean, you wouldn't want this stuff anyway. So it's like just very, very, very important that that's you guys just make sure you stay vigilant about that. I don't think there's anything else. Nothing really, actually. Anything else with OpenSea. So we'll go to Discord safety. If there's any questions, like I said, just literally feel free to hop in or out. You know, call in. If you think of something, just go ahead and like chime in and let me know.
For sure, for sure.
Okay, Discord safety. So, you know, first we'll just start off with the do not click links. I mean, like, it's like so important that you, once again, you pump the brakes and you just actually chill and you don't rush into doing anything. There's never ever a rush for you to click on a link inside of a DM. Never ever. And the thing is that people can literally go, like, someone else's account could get hacked, like a friend of yours, and literally they could just like go down their friend list and send like a scam DM, and so you think it's your friend, but it's actually like, you know, just some person that actually, you know, got into their account and it's just like posing as them. So like I said, it's just, please just like make sure, like, you just gotta chill. Like, there's just so many times that this stuff happens. Like, you know, there's bot spams. Like when you enter a Discord server, like big, really popular ones are just you're gonna get flooded with DMs. Like, it's gonna be like badoop, 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 and you're just gonna be like, oh my gosh, this is nuts. So always, you know, go to the privacy settings. All you have to do is literally right click on the server, click privacy settings, and then change the direct messages, turn that off. Like, you know, I just can't even like harp on this enough. Like, I mean, you can leave it on, but do not touch anything. But, you know, if you leave it on, then, you know, people are just gonna always do that. So here's how you turn off DMs for everyone. There's a way to do it. Some servers, I don't do this for all servers, because some you need to verify by doing like a little like word puzzle thing, and they have to send you a DM. So I just do it like on my own. And anytime, you know, you get a message from anything that's like scammy or looks like I was saying, like right here, this one right here in the bottom left, that's what a lot of them, most of them look for. This is like goes off of with something I'll probably refer to again, but no one ever does stealth launches. No one's gonna DM you about stealth launches. No one from the team is ever gonna message you and let you know that there's a special sale randomly going on. There's never ever a time where someone goes back in the Web3 world, a store like the warehouse, and finds more NFTs in a box that they, like, you know, didn't know was there. I mean, I'm making a joke, but like, it's like there's never ever gonna be a time where just some more NFTs are just gonna randomly show up. It's just not gonna happen. It never ever will happen. It just won't happen. So like, just get it out of your head. Don't ever think that there's gonna be some special sale or some more NFTs they found out. And most of the time, like, to entice people, they do it really cheap. So it's another red flag, them doing it really cheap. It's like, oh, so they found more NFTs in, you know, poof magic, you know, like, you know, Web3 magic just happened, and then all of a sudden they had some more show up, and then, oh man, guess what, we just did that, but we're gonna sell it for even cheaper than we sold it to you guys the first time, because they're old, you know, old beat up and worn down NFTs because we found them in a box in the warehouse. Like, you know what I mean? It's like just not gonna happen. So, you know, it's just the fact that matter. If you don't feel like you don't like that, you're not comfortable, just you can turn DMs off and everything. You just literally go to your settings. Yeah. So one thing that you can do, this is a very, very smart thing, is when you go to a server that's a trusted server and it has a correct collab land. If you guys don't know what collab land is, or Dinobot, they are two bots that are put in. They're very trusted. Obviously, sometimes like things do happen and they get compromised, but these are like tried and true. It's how you verify assets, along with this one called WOP, W-H-O-P. But that one is going to take you to a website rather than it being a bot. So like, the main thing is what people will do is they'll create an account and they'll name it collab.land, but they'll like change something different, like a 1 for the L or something, just to try to trick you. And they'll send you a thing and it'll be like, hey, connect your wallet so that you can verify your assets, blah blah blah. But it's actually just a scam, and you basically you connect your wallet, and then you lose everything. So what I do is what this first one is showing is you can add notes to everybody that you talk to. You just click like their name inside Discord, and you can like click like, and there's like a little spot below it, you can just type a note in. And what I do is I add notes for people who I like add notes for anyone that, like, you know, that could get impersonated, like straight up, because, you know, you could go into a server and they could rename themselves the same as the founder, and then sends you a DM, and without you, like, you know, doing your due diligence and clicking and looking, you could click their name and it would say this. It has no note. But if you put a note there and it says this is the real of this person, then you can guarantee that that person is definitely who they're saying it is. So that's what I'll do is you go to the real collab land, the real Dinobot, and you type in this note where it says verify collab land. I do it in all caps, so it's kind of like screams at me, so it's like I can't mess it up at all. And another thing to look at is like, you know, where it says right where it says collabland collab.land, you want to make sure that it has that check mark with the bot, and yeah, like that says that it's definitely a bot. But you want to add this. It's very, very important. But yeah, well, if you have any questions, like I said, feel free to like chime in. I'm more than happy to answer, or like, you know, we'll find the answer if I can't find it. But yeah, so what I also say is for a lot of servers, you might go into a server and you want to turn the notifications off so you don't like, you know, get a bunch of stuff on your phone or get a bunch of things going off on your Discord. But one thing I will say is if there's like a really well-known server that does a lot of like stuff with like usually alpha groups do this a lot. They have a scam alert channel. Project Gojira has a really good one. I know Llamaverse has a good one. There's a lot of them that have like really good ones that will like, you know, post in there and they're like, hey guys, listen, you know, there's like a scam, you know, this server has been compromised. Don't click any links, and it kind of helps you get a little heads up. But what I would do is I would, you know, mute the server, but then right click on the channel that says scam alerts and then have that one push notifications. And so that will actually, you know, it'll go above the rule of muting the whole server, and all it will do is it'll keep the whole server muted, but it'll only get notifications from the scam alert channels. But once again, these scam alert channels, you know, are good and great, but like you need honestly, it's all your fault if you click something like this from a scam server, because I don't know any servers that are doing, you know, it's been months since I've heard of a stealth launch actually happen where it's like, you know, it's just random and no one has any clue at all, or it hasn't been alluded to at all. So if you ever see that, you know, stealth launch in a server, or like, hey, we're like minting a mutant version of a super pass. Have we ever talked about mutating a super pass ever? You know, it's the same thing with other things. If you don't talk, if you've never heard of them coming up with a baby collection coming out, and then all of a sudden you see in the channel it says, you know, click this link, we have like, you know, 2,000 baby versions of your dippies. Like, has Dippies ever talked about that, a baby? No. So like most of the time, you know, you just got to like, it's a lot on you, but these scam alert channels do like help a lot, you know, spread the word to your friends and everyone that might not be as, you know, in tune to what's going on in this space as you. So social engineering is another thing. This is, I'd say, is probably the number one biggest thing that will screw your server up. If you're a founder of any project, or you're very high up with a lot of permissions inside of a server, you need to be very, very, very careful. I mean, either way, even if you don't have like, you know, any of that kind of stuff, either way you need to be smart about it, because, you know, getting your stuff hacked. But the biggest thing is social engineering scams, and what that is like you'll download something, unzip something on your computer, and then all of a sudden it creates like a, you know, it'll like basically give you the pass, give them the custom key to get into your Discord, and can give you them other information as well. And it's literally the number one cause of like most hacks, honestly, is the social engineering. They just appear to be someone, tell you to check out this thing. It can be a picture, and you click like, you know, go to the original to like fix it. And once you do that, that's when it like unlocks this, you know, unleashes the JavaScript, you know, function that will basically take all your information. And yeah, so this is so important. Like I said, especially if you're a founder or someone with high perms in a server, you do not click on anything. You know, even trusted people, sometimes you don't do that kind of stuff too, or you do it like on a different computer. You're not logged in on, you know, your Discord or something like that. You check it on a different one. But I just say don't ever. You know, if you don't trust people and it's, you know, seems suspicious. One of the things we were talking about is this is not always true, but it can add a little bit of, you know, credit to the person if they're in a bunch of same servers that you're in. But, you know, if you look at this far right one, this one's only in one server, so it's kind of suspicious when someone makes a thing and it's in one server and then it's sending a bunch of messages to that one. It's probably fake. It's probably a social engineering scam, or just a scam link in general. So just be careful on that. Fake Discord invites. This is actually a really big problem, because when you this is like one of the number one reasons I think that Discords kind of have a really big vulnerability, is what they do is they take an invite that's with their custom key, and then someone will create an entire server that's a fake Discord server, like, for like, say, Llamaverse. Someone can create like a link, and it will be a custom link to a fake Llamaverse that looks exactly like it. And inside their announcements could be a fake link where it basically tells you blah blah blah. We're opening up minting, and you go in there and you think you're in Llamaverse, but you're actually not. So you need to be like extremely careful with these kind of things. Like I said, they can actually make a custom key, do it just like this random one that's on here, and it's like that easy for them to send you a fake Discord invite. Just don't click any Discord invites that are sent to you by anyone that you don't trust, quite frankly. I mean, it's that like important. And always come into different communities, even here in Superfest, and you can tag people and be like, hey, I just got this like, link for someone, without clicking it, you can talk about it and be like, yo, this is like, I don't know if this is real or not, and then people can help you out. It's like I always say that, like, you're not in this alone, and that's like the main thing that we're trying to promote here in the Web3 space. Is just like we're all in this together, like legitimately. So we need to look out for one another, because even like the best traders and people, make dumb decisions and can have bad things happen to their accounts. So we just got to look out for each other. And that's like the main thing. Okay, that's the end of the Discord safety. Trying to think about other things, like especially on launch day, one of the biggest things like people like to do is they get into like a server, and while it's launching, people are really excited and FOMOing, and people that were on the whitelist or want to buy, someone might throw a link in chat, and that link will be will basically like take you to a fake collection, and so you're really rushing quickly through it, and then you'll click through it, and then you'll end up buying it, and you really get nothing with that. You literally not a single thing. And sometimes it could be you like put something that has like malicious hardware, or like the link looks like an OpenSea and it opens up and it looks like OpenSea, and it's actually like putting a JavaScript function, and that's going to take all your stuff. So yeah, just like I said, just don't FOMO. Worst case scenario, there's always another mint, there's always another pump, there's always another everything. So pump the brakes, take your time. Please don't rush into things. Please, like, leverage like the friends you've made in the space to like really help you out, because people, if they don't want to help out, then those people are not in the space for the right reasons. So please, like, take it slow, take it easy. We're all in here to help each other out, and we all got to take care of each other. All right, so if anyone doesn't have any questions about Discord stuff, or if anything I missed, I have to update these slides, but I'm just trying to give you guys a good little overview of a lot of the stuff that's out there that you need to watch out for. Like I said, it's like, I mean, I'd say it a million times, the main thing is just take your time and just learn and sit back and just educate yourself. You'll see these, like, at a certain point you'll be able to spot these stupid, like, scam links or social engineering problems from a mile away, and you won't have to worry about a single thing. Splinter, you good? Everything sound good?
Yeah, I was gonna
Got
say,
anything to add?
yeah, just, I mean, yeah, that, and like one thing that I look out for, like a lot of times, if like a Discord has been, hacked or jeopardized, like this kind of happened, you'll like wake up and you'll see like 600, or not 600, maybe 200 notifications for a certain server.
Yeah.
And then you'll go in, and basically that's a dead giveaway that there's something going on, whether it's one of the community managers got hacked and gave access to a hacker or whatnot, and they're just pinging everybody, trying to get attention, trying to get people that are, that are going to feel like they're FOMOing enough, or, and just going to jump in and just mint off something.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how they get you. They take advantage of people feel like they're missing out, and most of the time, 99% of the time, you're not missing out. Yes, there is the Goblin Town, but other than that, you're not missing out on anything. Just take your time, like you said.
I mean, there's always another one. It's the main thing. It's always going to be another one thing that's going to pump. So just like wait for the next one, but just don't rush into it, because I've seen just way too many people get taken advantage of in this space. It's just like, it's not, I mean, it's sad, but it's, it's kind of the, this is the world.
You see people I mean, Bored Ape gets hacked, I feel like, more than anybody. And they're supposed to be, the veterans and the blue chip of this space, and they are, but it happens to everyone, and that just shows, that, that these social engineering scams have gotten very, very good. So, I operate like everyone's trying to scam me. As long as, if they're in my DMs and I don't know them and I don't have a previous conversation, If they're in my Twitter DMs or they're in my Discord DMs, I operate like they're trying to scam me until I'm sure that they're not. And better to be safe than sorry, you know.
Exactly. That's the main thing. All right, so we're gonna move on to token approvals next. If you don't already know, like tokens are basically like it's like each NFT is like a token, and it's kind of like works about that way. And to be able to do certain things, to have your NFT or whatever, tokens can be other things to be approved. You have to do approvals, you have to sign things, everything's on the blockchain. That's like the main thing, is to make sure that, this is the part where it's like when you're clicking through things and you're well, like when you're clicking through things and checking out stuff, like this is the main thing, is when you're in MetaMask, is to look to know exactly what you're approving and all that stuff. There are some things that, like when it comes to a website, you go to a website and it's asking you to connect your wallet, and it's not actually connecting your wallet. It looks like it's a wallet connect, but what it's doing is actually making you approve. It's like giving an approve all, which is kind of like saying, like, here's a free reign, here's the master key to my account, and you can just literally take everything from it without asking me or having any kind of verification. It's like, that's what it is. That's how contracts work, on the blockchain. And when you sign something over like that, you can definitely get into a position where you have just signed over, like, the transferring of everything without authorization. And so token approvals, so sometimes if you say you approve a token for something and you're worried that it could be a scam, then you want to revoke that token approval. So what you'll do is you'll go to etherscan.io and you go to your address, and you'll have to like connect your wallet to this. But then you click token approvals. You connect PhoneWeb 3, which is basically connecting your wallet. Then you want to click on the tab for the ERC721. We'll go ahead and sort it by the token ID. You'll look over onto the far right side, and it will show you what assets these are. So if you're looking at this, these tokens, also known, it can also be NFTs, is showing, this is a Wanderverse, Perilous Pets, yada 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 yada. If you think that you gave something approval to interact with your different NFTs and your wallet has been compromised, you want to revoke the approval from every single thing, so that nothing can happen with those NFTs. It revokes every kind of approval, any kind of anything with it, so it cannot be interacted with. This is definitely like most dire circumstances for sure. If you think you'll definitely have to go through with everything on the blockchain, you're gonna have to go through a MetaMask transaction, which will basically revoke it. It will cost a little bit of Ethereum, but to be safe, obviously you can't really put a price on that. Also, there's another one. As much as you probably already know, there's like with OpenSea, sometimes things get bogged down when there's a lot of traffic towards a website or certain transactions and whatnot. And if etherscan.io goes down, which it does quite often, you can go to revoke.cash. You can connect your wallet. You can you click the include in unregistered tokens. You slide this open to NFTs, and then it will show you all the NFTs that have any kind of have signed any kind of approval. Then you can go through, and any ones that you think are in danger, you remove or revoke the access. You'll, like I was saying before, you'll do the same thing. You'll go to MetaMask. You'll have to confirm a transaction, which is a small fee to be able to do the revoke. And that's how you do that with the token approvals. Token approval stuff is like kind of like the most like dire situation that you can be into. If you think that you've like interacted with a contract that is suspicious, you can go through and revoke all the access, but it will be time consuming, and like I said, is one of those things you only do if you're in the most like dire circumstances. If there's any other questions about any of this stuff, like definitely chime in. But if not, I'm gonna keep going. If you think of something that you wanted to ask before, you can feel free to like chime in and ask the question, even if it's like if I've already like moved past it, so don't even worry about it. All right, the next part that was on the agenda is talking about gem x2y2 looks rare. These are actually like really good. There's a couple like advantages to being able to sell things on here. These is the true decentralized. The OpenSea is kind of like the Walmart of like the marketplaces. But these are actually like when you trade on X2Y2 and looks rare, you actually can earn a token for doing transactions on there. Oftentimes, some like a lot of the time there will be cheaper fees. It's definitely not always, but sometimes like the fees are cheaper, like the amount that's taken out of the cut for each time you make a transaction on here. So a lot of people love to sell things on here, and also some people like to only sell on here. So when you are going on OpenSea and trying to find something, and you say you're like, oh man, I can't find this NFT, you can go on to X2Y2 and looks rare, and sometimes people will have them listed on there for lower because they want to support a truly decentralized marketplace, or they want to try to earn more looks rare token. One of the things that I have to say is that like you definitely want to look out. Sometimes there will be a chance that it will be it'll be marked as suspicious activity, which means that it's probably part of a hack, and they transferred it off there, and they want to make sure that person's not able to transact it anymore. The only issue is that OpenSea is the only one that flags this. Looks rare and X2Y2 do not flag this stuff, so that's something to look out for when you're doing X2Y2 and looks rare. I mean, I can walk through these things a lot more, but the main thing is that it actually is just like OpenSea. It's literally just like it. But the only problem is that you can't like come on here and get every single one, because OpenSea still being the dominant one definitely is like one of those things where you're gonna most listings are gonna be on OpenSea. And if you list it on OpenSea, it doesn't mean it's gonna be on X2Y2 or looks rare. This is where Gem comes in. If you're trying to list stuff and you want to go across all marketplaces, when you're on Gem, you can actually sell things. You can list something across all of the every single platform. I already have this listed on OpenSea, so what I can do is I can go through here, list it for a certain price on looks rare, and then you can tab it and it'll go to the next one and it'll autofill it in, and it also will tell you the exact everything. So looks like on here it's 7.5% royalties, so they have it basically, it's like standard across this and on OpenSea, so no difference there. But this is the one thing is that on X2Y2, when you sell, you actually gain 2% more than you would if you're doing it on OpenSea, and then on looks rare is 2% like straight off the top, so it's like you only save 0.5%. But this is actually kind of a big deal when you're making bigger purchases, like several ETH. It really does add up. So this is actually like a really huge thing that people don't think about, and this is why a lot of people like to go to X2Y2 and will sell cheaper on X2Y2, because they'll get the same amount because of the marketplace fee, but it'll also make it you're supporting. I mean, I have to harp on it a lot, but you're supporting a truly decentralized platform, which is what this is. So that's good stuff. Yeah, Gem, that's the sell feature on here. You can also bulk send things. If obviously we know that every single transaction that you do takes another fee, but if you can do bulk and like mass sending, then you can actually save on fees by doing it that way. Like I said before, the best thing about Gem, which I actually only shop on Gem, because like I said before, X2Y2 looks rare. Sometimes people list lower than that because the creator fee could be cheaper because they forget to set it, and also the marketplace fees is cheaper. So if you want to make sure that you're not missing out on different marketplaces, you can buy something from here. It's called Gem, and you just go and type in. Oh, it's a fail. My goodness. Oh my goodness. This is actually amazing what's happening right now. Go off full screen. Okay, the hotkey is not working for me for some odd reason. Here we go again. Running it back. That's very odd. So yeah, I was just going to show that you can go on here and you can find every single listing from every single marketplace all in one spot. So if you look across here, the really cool thing is that it actually shows, you know, different ones. But like what I was saying is one thing that you have to look at, as if you're noticing over here, is the exclamation point. It says that it's reported for suspicious activity on OpenSea. That's why it's being sold on looks rare, and that's why it's being sold on X2Y2. You definitely have to look out for that. The best thing about Gem is it won't let you continue this process without you knowing that it's actually a hacked piece of a hacked NFT. It'll tell you, be like, hey, listen, don't forget, this is, you know, you can't buy this because, here, I'll just go through with it. It says buy now, and see, it says suspicious item, which is a really cool feature, and I love that, so people don't get tricked. You can just click remove it. But if you notice in the corner, it says looks rare, X2Y2, OpenSea. So you can basically make sure that you're getting the best and the lowest price. If you buy stuff through looks rare, buy stuff from
Yo,
Gem.
Zero, you're not streaming, just FYI.
Oh shit, jeez, when did it? Colin, where are you? God dang it!
I told him.
Well, when did that? Oh shit! Yeah, when I reopened up Gem, it just didn't make a noise because I have streamer mode on. Damn it, my bad. Okay, we didn't miss too much then. Thank God. Thank you. Thank you. And F Doom saving me, Colin. I'm gonna have to talk to you later about this situation. Just to making sure I don't do dumb stuff. But yeah, so here we didn't miss too much. So when you go to Gem, you just basically type in a project. I was just trying to. Oh my gosh. I was trying to show that, you know, you can look through all the different things. If you remember what I was saying from before, in the top left corner, it basically denotes what marketplace is being sold on. That's why Gem is really cool, because it basically puts them all into one area, and you don't miss out on anything, which is really nice. That's why I come here for everything, and make sure that you get the lowest price. And they've actually added a lot of really cool stuff. They actually add like the activity, all this stuff normally would be on, you know, NFT Nerds, but this is like one of these new features on Gem here. Basically shows you a lot of really cool analytics, kind of floor depth, you know. It even tells you like OpenSea looks rare next to Y2 and how many listings are on each one of those, which is great. It's also can show you, and this, you can sort this by the recent sales, and it basically gives you a little bit of a live feed, and it's letting you know everything that's being bought or sold. And you can also have one for the listings, so you can even watch and understand like when stuff has been listed and all that good stuff. So I mean, this is just like honestly an amazing tool. It's incredible that it's free, and I honestly would recommend everyone to, you know, use this when you're buying NFTs, because sometimes people list cheaper on different platforms and different marketplaces, and yeah, it's good stuff. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, I went through like, you know, selling on the Gem. I went through, you know, discovering and checking out NFT projects, and then the fact that you can send stuff. The cool thing is like I said, in one transaction you can set to sell everything. So say that you're doing a momentum play, and you know, and it's kind of one of those ones where it's on a big pump, and you need to list immediately instead of having to go through many transactions and many different MetaMask approvals. You can sell it all in just one simple one, and you can do all the same price and get it at like 10 out there, and then at the same time someone gets one out there. There's some good use cases for it. So it's definitely a good thing to use on here. The only other time that I ever will buy something elsewhere is on NFT Nerds, is if, you know, something's pumping heavily and you need to like have it right as it's like popping up in your screen, you know, by doing this, sorting it like this, and you know, things are being bought a lot, really high volume, so I need to be able to just like click it on here. One thing that Gem actually has recently updated, what was the name of this project? Pablo's. So here's this project right here. So if you see, they have recently added these you know, the pending transactions on here. So my issue is that if there's a momentum play, I don't want to put a bunch of things to sweep that could potentially be in a transaction, and because of that, all of a sudden I failed my transaction because I didn't know that. But here on Gem, they actually added this now, and you can see the GUI and like what the ETH address is for any projects that are, you know, any people that are going for a certain NFT. So I mean, like I said, that's an incredible feature, and that's like honestly like within like a week or two being added. And another one of those reasons why I support Gem so much and NFT Nerds is because these guys are always working like around like all the time, and they have Discord servers and they listen to people. If you were at my NFT 101, like the last time I did this, I was telling a story about when I was saying how great Gem is on Twitter, and I basically said, like, I wasn't trying to like say like, oh, you guys have a messed up feature, but I said something about the only problem I have with it is that if you're buying something and you have a, you know, suspicious item in your cart, it will let you buy it. Like I got screwed over one time because I bought a suspicious item and then I had to sell it for really cheap because no one wants to buy a suspicious item. And so the guy, like one of the developers, came into my tweet and was like, hey, you know, like, sorry to hear about this, but like, how about we fix something with it, and so that you won't have this problem ever again. And so like they like just, I don't know, maybe even that same day, I think they may have like, you know, pushed through that fix, and then on the website it goes through that little thing that I was showing you guys where it says like, hey, you have a suspicious item in your cart. So I always like to support the guys that are continually, they have a good product, but they keep, but like it's not a perfect product, and they want to keep on working more and more and more to get it better and better. And so that's why Gem is good, and then NFT Nerds is really good too. In the coming days, if there's interest, we'll definitely do like an NFT Nerds walkthrough, which I support this project as being like in my opinion, the best platform for, you know, trading NFTs. It's like the best analytics and all that good stuff. I'm trying to get us discount codes so that we can, you know, use that, and you guys will get, I think it's 40% off. And I think I might be able to get some spots for Superfest to be able to raffle off like maybe like a free month or something like that if you guys are interested. Myself and like all my friends, you know, NF Doom and everybody, we all use this platform. This is like, we've been raised on this platform. We love it. I mean, it's like, in our opinion, definitely the best one. There's other ones that are similar, like Alpha Sharks, but NFT Nerds is, in my honest opinion, the best one, and the one I like the best. So
yeah, it's better than Alpha Shark in my opinion.
Yeah, Alpha Shark's cool, but like I guess like I always say whenever people ask me about it, it's that like NFT Nerds would have to go to sleep for a very, very long time, like, you know, several months, and just do nothing to their platform for it to become better. But yeah, we can do it on another one. I want to try to keep it to a reasonable amount of time, and we're coming up around an hour. If you guys have any questions or anything, if you want me to touch on something else, or I mean literally anything, go ahead and come off mute. You know, definitely no dumb questions, all literal good questions, because I guarantee you dumb questions are actually the best questions now that I think about it, because they're the ones that people are afraid to ask, but actually are like so important, because, you know, there's definitely other people that are also embarrassed. So when you ask them, you're actually helping other people out a lot.
We definitely need to touch on, at some point, we can maybe do it another time, but where you can have a degen wallet where you can, in theory, not have to slow down. That's the whole point of it, is that you make it your wallet and you connect to stuff you're not sure about. But that might be a whole other conversation.
Yeah, I mean, I can talk about that. I don't have any like, you know, slides or anything to talk about, but like, you know, this degen, you know, free mint era is kind of like also bred like some of like the worst, you know, scam links and stuff like that, because they'll just come on Twitter and they'll post a thing and it'll be like, you know, like next Goblin Town, or, you know, whatever, and then all of a sudden, guess what? Like, you've clicked that, you're rushing through because you think it's gonna sell out and you need to mint the next Goblin Town, and then all of a sudden, boom, you've signed approval because you weren't looking, because you're rushing, and you signed approval, and then all of a sudden your NFTs are all transferred out and your wallet's drained. I mean, it's that easy to have everything taken from you, but it's also that easy for you to have nothing to happen to you at all, because of, like I was saying, it's just taking it easy, taking your time, and really just like, you know, not pushing through, you know, it's like, yeah, taking your time. It's the biggest thing, for sure. All right, well, Anybody out there want to add anything? Not just ask questions.
Zero Cool, I want to thank you for hosting this. I got to hop off.
All right, brother.
Zero
Thanks for
Cool.
coming in.
Yeah, thank you guys. See you next time.
Yep. Take care.
Thank you, Zero.
No problem.
Zero Cool.
Yeah. And if you guys like I said, if you want to add anything, like I said, I mean, I've probably forgotten stuff, or you guys might have experienced other Discord things that you might want to like ask people about, or anything like that, or like seriously, open forum for sure. I don't want to like kick everyone off if you guys have questions, but if not, then we'll end the recording. I'll have it will have the slides and all that good stuff on it, and we'll post it here for anyone that missed this or maybe came in late. But if that's it, then I appreciate you guys coming out here. SUPERF3ST fam. We will talk soon.